Welcome to ZaneFacts channel, where we dive into the fascinating world of history. Today we're exploring the life of Franklin D. Roosevelt, FDR, one of America's most iconic presidents. But did you know there are many intriguing and lesser-known facts about him? Oh darling, there are layers upon layers to this man, like a perfectly constructed millefeuille. Let's dive in and uncover some of these hidden gems. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more captivating content. Now FDR, he was elected president 4 times. 4, can you imagine? It was unheard of. The country was in the depths of the Great Depression, and people, they were desperate for a leader who exuded competence and stability. And Roosevelt, with his charm, his charisma, he was just what the doctor ordered. He had this way about him, a twinkle in his eye, a way of speaking directly to the American people. They trusted him, they believed in him. It was like a love affair between a nation and its leader. But darling, even the greatest love affairs have their limits. After FDR's 4th term, Congress decided enough is enough. They passed the 22nd Amendment limiting presidents to 2 terms. I mean, the man set a precedent, but they simply couldn't have future presidents setting up shop in the Oval Office like it was their own personal pied-à-terre. Now you may not know this about our dear Franklin, but the man was a sailing enthusiast. Oh, the stories I could tell you. From his youth spent on the open water to the solace he found in sailing after contracting polio, the sea was his sanctuary. Picture it, young Franklin, wind in his hair, a mischievous glint in his eye, navigating his sailboat with the confidence of a seasoned captain. The water, it held a special magic for him. It was a place of freedom, of adventure, of escape. And darling, after polio took hold of his legs, sailing became even more important. It was his way of defying the limitations of his body, of proving that he was still the master of his own destiny. The gentle rocking of the waves, the salt spray on his face, it was therapeutic, revitalizing. It gave him the strength to face the challenges that lay ahead. Now let's rewind a bit, shall we? Back to young Franklin's days at Groton School. Ah, Groton. A place of rigorous academics, strict discipline, and surprisingly a breeding ground for FDR's mischievous side. The boy was a prankster. He had a twinkle in his eye and a knack for getting into, shall we say, interesting situations. Now, I can't reveal all the details, but let me just say, the stories of his escapades are legendary. One particularly amusing anecdote involved a bucket of water, a strategically placed doorway, and an unsuspecting teacher. Let's just say the teacher's reaction was priceless. It was a harmless prank, of course, but it showed Franklin's playful nature, his ability to find humor even in the most rigid of environments. These youthful escapades, they weren't just about getting a laugh. They were about testing boundaries, challenging authority, and honing his wit. Skills, my dear, that would serve him well in the political arena. Ah, the fireside chats. These weren't your typical presidential addresses, no darling. These were intimate conversations, heart-to-hearts with the American people. FDR, he had this way of speaking, calming, reassuring, like a wise old friend offering comfort in times of trouble. Imagine this, families huddled around their radios hanging on to FDR's every word. The crackling of the fire, the gentle hum of the radio, it created this atmosphere of warmth and intimacy. And FDR, he spoke directly to their concerns, their fears, their hopes. He explained complex issues in simple terms, making them feel like they were part of the solution. The preparation for these chats was meticulous. FDR, he would rehearse for hours, making sure every word, every inflection was just right. He wanted to connect with the people, to let them know that he understood their struggles. And connect he did. The impact of these chats was profound. They rallied public support for his policies, boosted morale during the war, and solidified his image as a compassionate and trusted leader. Now, as you know, our dear Franklin was struck by polio in the prime of his life. A devastating blow, to be sure. But darling, did he let it defeat him? Absolutely not. Instead, he turned his personal struggle into a beacon of hope for others. He established the Warm Springs Rehabilitation Center, a place where polio patients could receive treatment, support, and a renewed sense of purpose. It was a haven, a place where people could shed their burdens and embrace the possibility of a brighter future. The testimonials from patients are incredibly moving. They spoke of the camaraderie, the sense of community, the feeling that they weren't alone in their fight. The center offered a range of treatments from hydrotherapy to physical therapy, all designed to help patients regain mobility and independence. But Warm Springs was more than just a place of healing. It was a symbol of FDR's unwavering belief in the human spirit, his refusal to let adversity define him. And the legacy of Warm Springs, it lives on to this day, inspiring hope and providing support to people facing similar challenges. Now, we can't talk about FDR without talking about Eleanor, his extraordinary wife. Eleanor was more than just a first lady, darling. She was a force of nature, a champion of social justice, a voice for the voiceless, a woman of unwavering conviction. She traveled the country, visiting factories, mines, and slums, witnessing firsthand the struggles of ordinary Americans. She used her platform to advocate for civil rights, women's rights, and economic justice. Eleanor, she was a thorn in the side of the establishment, constantly pushing for progress, demanding better for the marginalized and the forgotten. And her influence on FDR, it was undeniable. She challenged him, she pushed him, she broadened his perspective and made him a more compassionate and effective leader. Their partnership, it wasn't your typical love story. It was a complex, evolving relationship. A meeting of two brilliant minds dedicated to making the world a better place. Now, darling, have you ever wondered what kind of books a man like FDR read? Well, let me tell you, his personal library was a treasure trove of knowledge. From naval history to political philosophy, his reading was as diverse as his interests. He was a voracious reader, always eager to learn, to expand his understanding of the world. And his reading, it wasn't just a pastime, it was an integral part of his leadership. It informed his policies, his strategies, his worldview. For example, his deep knowledge of naval history proved invaluable during World War II. He understood the intricacies of naval warfare, the importance of strategic positioning, the delicate balance of power on the high seas. His reading, it wasn't just about acquiring information, it was about cultivating empathy, understanding different perspectives, and appreciating the complexities of human nature. It was a key ingredient in his ability to connect with people from all walks of life. Now imagine this, a president driving his own car. Yes, darling FDR, despite his physical limitations, he insisted on maintaining his independence. His car, it was specially modified with hand controls, allowing him to navigate the roads with freedom and ease. There are delightful anecdotes about his driving escapades. He loved taking visiting dignitaries for spins, often leaving them slightly terrified but utterly charmed. It was a testament to his spirit, his refusal to be defined by his disability. This car, it wasn't just a mode of transportation, it was a symbol of his broader approach to life. He faced challenges head-on, finding creative solutions, refusing to let obstacles stand in his way. It was a powerful message for the American people, a reminder that even in the face of adversity, there is always a way forward. Now, what's a president without a loyal companion? FDR, he had Fala, his beloved Scottish Terrier. Fala was more than just a pet, darling, he was a celebrity. He attended press conferences, greeted dignitaries, and even had his own fan mail. The bond between FDR and Fala, it was undeniable. Fala was a constant source of comfort and amusement, a furry confidant who never left his side. He would often sit at FDR's feet during meetings, offering silent support and the occasional furry nudge for attention. Fala's presence, it had a profound impact on public morale. In a time of war and uncertainty, he was a symbol of normalcy, of joy, of the enduring power of love and companionship. There are countless stories of Fala's antics, his playful nature, his ability to bring a smile to even the most jaded face. He was a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always room for a little bit of lighthearted fun. Now, the Yalta Conference, darling, this was a pivotal moment in history. FDR, Churchill, and Stalin, they met to discuss the fate of post-war Europe. The stakes were incredibly high, the pressure immense, and FDR, his health was failing, his energy waning. But even in his weakened state, his diplomatic skills were as sharp as ever. He navigated the complex negotiations with grace and determination, seeking a balance of power that would prevent future conflicts. The outcomes of Yalta were far-reaching, shaping the geopolitical landscape for decades to come. It was a testament to FDR's vision, his unwavering belief in diplomacy, his commitment to securing a lasting peace. His declining health, it was a closely guarded secret. He rallied his strength for these crucial meetings, knowing that the future of the world hung in the balance. It was a final act of leadership, a display of courage and resilience that cemented his legacy as one of America's greatest statesmen. Franklin D. Roosevelt's life was a tapestry of resilience, innovation, and leadership. Beyond the well-known achievements, these lesser-known facts reveal the depth of his character and the breadth of his impact on America and the world. He was a man of contradictions, a mischievous prankster who became a beacon of hope, a physically challenged leader who steered a nation through its darkest hours. Thanks for joining us on this journey through history. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to Zane Facts channel for more captivating content. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating stories of the past.